Hey guys, how you going? This is BillyEatWorld, and today we're going to take a look at my top 5 Mario games of all time. Now, platformer games are a little different from the sort of stuff that I normally do, but I thought that I'd make this video as a change because I actually really like Mario games, and this video has been on my mind for a few weeks now. I'm a child of the late 80s, so I grew up in the 90s, and although Mario is still a big thing these days, the 90s was definitely the golden age of Mario games. Mario is the key to success of many of Nintendo's home consoles, and still to this day the Mario franchise holds the record for the biggest selling video game franchise of all time. This list is the 5 games that I think are the very best in the franchise, but because there's literally dozens of games to choose from, I've chosen to only include platformers. Bearing this in mind though, I should give a quick honourable mention to some of the more amazing games that won't be in this list for that reason, like Mario Kart, Paper Mario and Smash Bros. But anyway, to kick off my list at number 5 is New Super Mario Bros. Wii. When this game first came out in 2009, it gained a lot of attention because it was the first Mario game in years that returned to the original 2D platformer format. The graphics, music and level design are all top notch, and it also has a multiplayer co-op mode which allows you to play with up to 4 friends at the same time. The most important thing about New Super Mario Bros. Wii though is that it feels like an old school Mario game, and clearly this is what the fans were after because it ended up selling more than twice as well as any 3D Mario game to date. My only complaint about this game would be that it's not quite as difficult as any of the original Mario games, and it still to this day sells for a lot more than it's actually probably worth. All in all though, it's a great return to Mario's roots and a very fun game for new players and old school fans alike, so if you haven't tried it out then pick up a copy and give it a go. So coming in at number 4 is Super Mario 64. This game was amazing for its time, but since it was released in 1996 for the N64, it started to lose its magic as its graphics have become more and more dated. That being said though, it's still a great game and in my opinion, it's probably one of the best 3D platformers of that period. Mario 64 was the very first true 3D Mario platformer, and unlike many other franchises, the move to 3D actually worked well for Mario. Apart from a pretty primitive 3D camera, it was a stunning game and one of the first games that I can remember wanting to 100% complete. I'm not sure if I ever actually did 100% this game, but I'm sure that one day I'll dig out the 64 and finish it once and for all, and this says a lot about this game considering it's almost 20 years old. Mario 64 is an essential part of gaming history, so if you haven't already taken the time to play this one, then do yourself a favour, get a 64 and give it a go, because you won't regret it. So next on my list, coming in at number 3 is Super Mario Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy was the first Mario game to be released for the Nintendo Wii back in 2007. Unlike Super Mario Sunshine, which came out for the GameCube, Galaxy really shook the franchise up a fair bit with its amazing physics. I can remember playing Galaxy for the first time and not being able to stop smiling because not only are all the traditional Mario elements there, you quite often find yourself running around upside down on planets or shooting through space with sling stars. The graphics and sound are also great, and in my opinion, it's still one of the best looking games for the Wii, which even for its time wasn't a terribly powerful system. Galaxy is just an all-round great game, which I still come back to every now and then and probably will for years to come. Even though it may not follow the traditional Mario format, it's still a fun game to play and it's easily one of the more memorable games in the franchise. Okay, so coming in at number 2 is Super Mario 3D World. So this game is not only the most recent addition to my Mario collection, but it's also the most recent Mario game to be released. It was released in 2013 for the Wii U, and in my opinion, it's probably one of the more exceptional games to be released on the system so far. Super Mario 3D World is basically a cross between New Super Mario Bros. Wii and a 3D Mario game, cleverly using the very best aspects of both. Like Mario Galaxy, the physics of this game will keep you smiling, and it also does a very good job of using the many features of the Wii U controller. The reason it edges above Galaxy in my opinion though is because it plays like what I remember Mario games being like in the 90s, and yet it's different enough to stand out from the traditional format. I think Nintendo really hit the nail on the head with this one because it appeals to fans who like 2D and 3D platformers, and it's both nostalgic and fresh at the same time. If Nintendo keeps making Mario games like this in the future, you can be sure I'll still keep buying their consoles, because Super Mario 3D World is easily the best Mario game to be released in a long time, and it's definitely one of the saving graces of the Wii U. And finally, at number 1 on my list is none other than Super Mario Bros. 3. Now, some of you guys might be a little confused here because I haven't made a mention of the original Super Mario Bros. Or of Super Mario Bros. World yet. I actually love both of these games, but the reason Mario 3 takes the top spot is because for me, this is the game that really defines how Mario games would look and play into the future. It was a stunning looking game when it was released for the NES in 1988, and in a lot of ways it was a refinement of the original Mario Bros. Game. What makes it stand out for me though is the addition of the overworld screen, the wider variation in level design, and a whole bunch of new power-ups. Into the SNES era, this game, along with the other original NES Mario games, got a graphics upgrade as part of the Super Mario Bros. All-Star Collection, and I think I've probably played this version even more than Super Mario Bros. World. Mario 3 is by far the game I come back to most often of any in the franchise, and I don't doubt that I'll be coming back to it well into the future. If you haven't already taken the time to try out this game, make it a priority to track down a copy, because if you really want a true Mario experience, then you can't go past Mario 3. But anyway, that just about wraps up my top 5, so let me know what you think and let me know what your top 5 is in the comment section below. As always, if you like what you see, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and if you haven't already, please check out all my other videos. I've got them all linked in a playlist in the description below. But until next time, see you later and have a good one.